Good day, this is Info Seekers. Oh, hello there. Sorry I was busy. Today, we're gonna talk about artificial intelligence. But first, let me define this. AI emphasizes the creation of intelligent machines that work and react like humans. Oh, and artificial intelligence is everywhere on your search engine technologies, which improves over time. Enough with that. Now, let's go to our main topic. The AlphaGo and AlphaZero by DeepMind. Does anybody here know what AlphaGo Zero is?
I do. Hi, I'm Jake.
Okay Jake, it's your turn.
Good day to you all. Today we will be discussing AlphaZero AI. Now, what is AlphaZero AI? Or let's start with AI. AI is the ability of the computer to store information continuously and use that information that was gathered depending on the situation at hand. Now, think of it as AI as a sponge that continuously takes in information. And that information is used when a situation it's faced requires it. Now, a brief history about AI. AI was initialized by Alan Turing, Cliff Shaw, and Herbert Simon in the year 1955. Alan Turing, a young British polymath, was the first to explore the mathematical possibility of artificial intelligence. He said that if a human can use the information stored in their brains, why can't machines do it? He got inspiration from the heartless Tin Man from Wizard of Oz. He thinks that if a machine could move on its own, decide on its own, the possibilities are endless. So, what is AlphaZero AI? AlphaZero AI is a computer program developed by AI company DeepMind. Now, AlphaZero AI is a continuously learning high-speed AI that surpasses its predecessor, AlphaGo Zero, and it is a master chess and shogi player. Now, think of it as a high-speed AI program with superhuman learning that beats everybody. It beats the AlphaZero Go in 3 days, even though it only was launched by 24 hours. A brief history on AlphaZero AI. Dennis Hanabis launched the AlphaZero AI on December 5, 2017. Within 24 hours, it has developed a superhuman learning that was able to beat a program Stockfish and Elmo and its predecessor, AlphaGo Zero. Now, he got his inspiration for developing AI programs because the human mind was too unreliable, too expensive, and too inefficient. So who wants an AI? Who wants the productivity of humans if they can have AI with zero margin of error and zero cost? It was so much easier and so much reliable.
Wow, that's awesome. But how does it work?
Go and chess are very popular board games, both of which are similar in some respects. Both players are taking turns respectively, and there is no random element involved, unlike Snakes and Ladders or Backgammon. In 1997, Garry Kasparov was defeated by a computer program written by IBM, running on a supercomputer. This was the first time that a reigning world champion was defeated by a computer program in tournament conditions. Superficially, AlphaGo's win against Lee Sedol can be compared against Deep Blue's victory against Garry Kasparov. In spite of the fact that Go's rules are simpler than the game of chess, its complexity reaches farther than chess. At each game state in Go, you have around 250 possible moves, while in chess you have an average of 35 possible moves. Because of this, the total number of possible games that can be played in Go estimates to around 10 to the power of 761, while chess estimates to around 10 to the power of 120, both of which are greater than the number of atoms in the observable universe, which estimates to around 10 to the power of 80. This is why computers find it difficult to play chess and Go. To understand how AIs are capable of playing chess and Go, we have to visually understand what a game tree is.
A game tree represents possible positions of the initial position. You can see several branches are torn apart to represent positions in tic-tac-toe. In tic-tac-toe, it is quite predictable to know what your opponent will move and what you can do to mitigate the move. But in games such as chess and Go, it is quite impossible since it will branch out from the paper. So in tic-tac-toe, there are limited amounts of moves. So let's say it is X's turn to move. Which move is best? To place it to the center, to place it on the lower center, or to place it on the bottom left? Since the engine evaluates the least worst of them all, which is called the Minimax algorithm, which states that the engine should pick the least worst of the outcome so that it can continue. And the least worst of them all has a 1 in its evaluation figure. Therefore, the engine will go right above here. With that said, the engine evaluates 1 to be a good outcome. So if you place X on the lower left, you can expect these 2 good outcomes for X to happen. So if you place it here, circle can place it in the middle or can place it in the lower middle, which is winning for X, since in the next positions, if the circle places it in the middle, you can place it in the lower middle, which results in a win. Or if circle places it on the lower middle, you can place it directly on the middle and land a win. That is how a game tree functions with the Minimax algorithm.
Thank you, Rudolph. Now, going back to AlphaGo Zero. AlphaGo Zero uses Monte Carlo tree search, which has an idea to run many simulations, and imagine in each simulation some values are stored, and these values are evaluated on how often this has to lead to a win. In simple manner, more simulations means more accurate. Now, machine learning is the art and science of designing computer algorithms that learn from data, which include supervised learning, semi-supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and lastly, reinforced learning, which will include next episode. By using this data, this software will evaluate each move and then performs the best action in particular situation. AlphaGo Zero also utilizes neural networks, which consists of a number of layers, each of which contain a number of parameters whose values are unknown a priori and need to be trained, and it is a system patterned after the operation of neurons in the human brain. By that, AlphaZero started to learn chess by playing games against itself, and by evaluating the data that has been tested, this software will be able to know which move should be taken. That AI is truly unintelligent. Your explanation is wonderful. Let's proceed to advantages and disadvantages.
Aren't you curious on what would be the effect and how would be the future of human existence with AIs? As we are surrounded by machines and computer systems, sometimes we ask ourselves, can a machine feel or think like humans? This thought had led researchers to the development of artificial intelligence, the intention of developing a machine similar to humans. The advantages. First, avoiding errors. Naturally, humans make mistakes from time to time. However, these AIs do not make mistakes. They help us find errors accurately and give information precisely. AIs do not get tired easily, and they can perform laborious and hard works than humans. They are used to dig fuels and exploring space and depths of ocean. They can overcome human limitations. They can also function without stopping, and they do not require rest and refreshments. It finds a huge application in detecting and monitoring neurological disorders, as it can simulate brain functions. Radiosurgery is used in operating tumors, and it can actually help in the operation without damaging the surrounding tissues.
Now, let's talk about the disadvantages of AI. Developing an AI is very expensive. It requires a lot of work, manpower, maintenance, and repair. Human intelligence is something that AI cannot achieve. It is one of the best gifts from the nature. Unlike humans, AI cannot respond in their environment. They only do the program that they are intended to do. They do not have the originality of a creative mind, like the power of thinking of human brain has.
Humans can feel and think, unlike AIs that are being stuck in their program. Lastly, how about jobs? Can AI really replace a human job? We cannot say that. I think time will only tell that.
Now, that was fun. Okay, let's have a recap. Today we discuss about artificial intelligence, AlphaGo and AlphaGo Zero, how it works, and lastly, pros and cons. Thank you for watching. This is Info Seekers.